Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. How y'all doing? It's your boy Mike D, aka DDEA, aka 13th Wonder of the World. Mike DZ, welcome to the point of view on this Thursday. Happy Thursday to everybody. Uh, we're here this morning on a Thursday morning, giving a recap, point of view. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reeves. Go get the Loaded Love album. Shout out to M Breezy, my little homie, my little niece Naya, my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me on the point of view on this Thursday. Been a long week for me, but I'm thanking God that I made it to be here today. And I thank God that the weekend is coming up. Oh my, I can't wait for the weekend to come up. Also, ladies and gentlemen, not Loaded Love, but Starter Kit is gonna start. I'm gonna start working on it more starting next month. I've already got a couple of the tracks that I want to use for it. Also, I got some special requests from some people about me doing podcasts on some NBA guys. Of course, my boy LeBron James. His podcast is coming up where I'm going to be talking about him and his NBA Finals greatest games. Also, Shawn Michaels, HBK, WWE Hall of Famer, two-time Hall of Famer at that. Um, some of his greatest matches is going to be coming up. Pod on that, as well as before the end of the month, I will be doing two WWE, WCW podcasts on the best black wrestlers in the business, as well as the best black ladies. I don't think there's a lot of them, ladies, but I'm gonna try to make it happen for the girls as well. I'm not gonna just do one on the black guys and not on the black girls. It may not be a lot of black girls, but I'm gonna do the one on the black guys before the end of the month. Right now we're like what, 7 days in, before a week before the month is over. February went by so fast like a breeze. Like last week was just Valentine's. And Monday was President's Day and things like that. Mardi Gras, what a great big month. Black History Month as well. It's not over until the 29th. So y'all go out there and respect and show some love to our fellow black people that has done, that has accomplished things in the world. And not only we're talking about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, of course, Jordan, LeBron, Michael Jackson, Garvey, and guys like that. We're not just only talking about them, as well as, we're talking about all the guys. Ray Parker as well, the Sugar Hill Gang as well. Cheek, there's a lot of black people that have done a lot for the business of all types of entertainment, sports, music, movies. Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sid the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, all these guys. We just want to, put a little scope on them for this month. Not saying that we're not going to put more scope on them, but we're going to put scope on these guys for a legacy they left in their field. So shout out to them, as well as Tupac and Biggie as well. They're a part of history as well, even though they ended up on the wrong side of history at the end. But yeah, but we're here to respect all our black guys and black girls, black women, black men for the trailblazing things that they've done in the month of February. And that we're going to do that as well with the wrestling as well as the black women as well. Because there's Bianca Belair, believe it or not, she is a trailblazer. Her and Sasha Banks and Sasha Banks will be on the list for a black wrestler to win, you know, the WWE Women's title. So she will be a part of that as well. And her and Bianca were the first two black women superstars to main event WrestleMania. That's also high up on the card as well when I get ready to do the pod on that. And that pod probably either take place either tomorrow or one day in the weekend. But let me get to the recaps of AEW as well as NXT. Last Tuesday, they taped NXT, so we saw Shotzi get hurt, and I hate that she's hurt because she's going to be out for 9 months. They say she's projected to be out for 9 months with a broken ankle. I'm kind of sad that that happened to Shotzi. Lash Legend came through, another upcoming black athlete came through and winning the match against Lyra Valkyrie. Even though she didn't win, it was a great upping and a great showing for her to come out there and do what she had to do as well. But, you know, my prayers and my, support goes out to Shotzi that she gets better, heal up quick, come back. Hopefully she'll be back sometime this year before the year is out. We're only in February, so 9 times out of 10, she's projected to be back by October or November. Hopefully, with no setbacks, she'll be good. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we see what's happening. Carmelo and Dragunov, their story's still going through. Looks like Braun Breaker and them are going to go up against Andre Chase and them. I see that the Good Brothers, the OC, is now in NXT. This is where they need to be right now. Gallows and Anderson's doing nothing on the main roster. So you bring them to NXT, make them the NXT Tag Team Champions. I think that they will probably be the ones that beat Braun Breaker and beat Baron Corbin, the Wolf Dogs. And I'll tell you the reason why I say that. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Braun Breaker is a main event guy. He is not going to be a champion in NXT much longer. I say give him 2 or 3 more weeks whenever they come up with the paper, or wait till they do their WrestleMania pay-per-view, which is going to be probably that night before or whenever, or they're going to do it next month. But whenever it happens, whenever they have a big event, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin are going to lose the tag team titles. They're either going to lose the titles to, Stax and D'Angelo, who won the titles, who had the titles, or they're going to lose the titles to Chase and Chase U, excuse me, folks. Chase U, or they're going to lose the titles to the OC, or Axelman and Frazier. I don't know. But I think the OC is there. The Good Brothers are there to become the NXT Tag Team Champions. That would fit the bill for them because the OC group, it's not even what it is anymore. AJ is acting different with Carl Anderson and Gallows and Meacham. So they've got to figure out what it is. You could bring Meacham back to NXT and let her have a shot at Lyra Valkyrie as well. They're letting everybody have it. Lyra Valkyrie, since she beat Becky Lynch, has been a fighting champion. She's took it on all comers, and she's been able to beat them. So that's what that is with NXT. We see that Dempsey, I think it's either Charlie Dempsey or one of the guys from the Gulak's group is going to fight against Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup title. That's a title defense that's going to take place next week as well. Trick will be back, folks. Trick Williams will be back, and when he comes back, he is going to avenge Carmelo for what he did to him. Also, with that being said, what else happened on NXT? Oh, man. It's just the moving pieces. That's all I can tell you because that's all I can think of right now. AEW, Dynamite, last night, Okay, show the main event, one of the greatest wrestlers in ECW history. And also, I'm going to do a special podcast on ECW's greatest stars. And in my book, the greatest ECW star besides Taz is Rob Van Dam. And Rob Van Dam went on AEW last night and did the job for Samoa Joe in a great six-man tag match with those guys. Joe teaming up with Swerve and Brian Cage to take on Hangman, Hook, and Rob Van Dam. A great match that was, but we'll see what are the moving pieces going on with that, because I'm guaranteeing they're going to break those matches up, and they're probably going to have Hook go up against Brian Cage for the FTW title. We'll see how that works out for them as well, folks, as we still do the moving pieces to what we have going on in AEW. The Nature Boy Ric Flair is kind of disappointed because he wanted to be there when Sting won the tag team titles with Darby and he wasn't. So he goes and have a conversation with the Young Bucks. Friday on AEW Rampage, you're probably going to find out what the Young Bucks were talking to Ric Flair about or what happened between them. Toni Storm got a one-up on Deonna Purrazzo last night after her match with Madison Rayne. Toni Storm had a match with a local, but Toni Storm attacked Deonna Purrazzo after the match she had with Madison Rayne as they build up their situation, as well as we saw Jake Hager come out and help Orange Cassidy. The best friends are down. So Jake Hager came out there, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, came out there and ran away the Undisputed Kingdom with Taven, Bennett, and Roderick Strong. So that was something interesting to see as well after after Orange Cassidy defeated, Mike Bennett. He ran through the tag team champions already. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Sting and Darby with a great interview. Sting is saying he's going to give it all he got in his match against the Young Bucks with him and Darby for the tag team titles. Very interesting to see. Comes up in the next week. I think the next week is when it is. The week after that will be the match where they're going to have the WWE live event in Alexandria, Louisiana. Very interesting. I'm trying to get me and my boy to go there. The old man hasn't said anything, so I guess it's probably just gonna be me and my boy going to that as well. But AEW has some great things. FTR versus the Blackpool Club. That's going to be a great tag match between FTR and Moxley and Cesaro. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens in that tag match. I'm hoping that puts them in a rankings for the AEW tag team titles. I hope that puts them in the contendership for the AEW tag team titles. I think they should have a shot at, or they go after Taven and Bennett for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but I'm hoping that it does, because I would love to see one of them do that. FTR doesn't need the tag team titles right now. They've had all the belts at one time, and they're pretty good, folks. So I have no issue with FTR taking a step back. Daniel Garcia will go up against Christian Cage for the TNT title. I think Christian wins. I think the only person that's going to take that title off of Christian is going to be Edge. Edge is going to be the one to win the title from Christian. That's my thoughts on that as well. With that being said, that was I think that was all that happened on AEW last night. Tremendous show in my book. I would say the main event was the great match. Samoa Joe twining in with Hangman Page, who, by the way, folks, is a heel now. Everybody thinks he's still a good guy. He's one of those white face, like they say, white hot heels in the business where he still does baby face things, but his tendency is heel. So we'll see what happens with that as that goes on. Later on today, WWE will have the press conference, if I'm not mistaken, if I haven't missed it already. But they're going to have the press conference for, the Australia pay-per-view, which is coming up this Saturday, early in the morning. So it's probably going to be like 4 o'clock here in Central Time, 4 a.m., excuse me, when it comes on. The NBA starts back up tonight as well, folks. Very interesting to see what happens in these games tonight. Key games that I'm looking at is the game between the Lakers and the Warriors. LeBron's not playing in that game. I think he's going to probably set out a few games to try to get his ankle together. Also tonight, I think it's Phoenix and Dallas play tonight. And then Phoenix has to go leave Dallas and then play Houston tomorrow, which will be interesting. I think it's a Friday night game as well. Man, and things about this is what I'm saying about, sports is coming up. March Madness is coming up. UConn, the number one team, got defeated. They got blew out the other night. I forgot who they played, but they're the NCAA world champions. They're the champs. They're the March Madness guys that won it all last year. And I think, it happens to a lot of people. Ladies and gentlemen, LSU has beaten 2 ranked teams within a week. They beat South Carolina Saturday and then turned around last night and beat Kentucky while Kentucky was beating them. So LSU is trying to get into the bubble as well if they can to get to the tournament. March Madness is about to be very interesting because there's going to be a lot of teams that you thought were going to win that's not going to win. Michigan State has hurt my heart for the last 5-6 years. They've gotten into the bubble. They get to the 64. Then when they get to the 32-16, they lose. So I'm hoping that they can, ride it out. I want Tom Izzo to win another NCAA tournament. I want him to win another championship. He's one of the old school guys still there, and I want to see him win another one. That's just my perspective on what it is, So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. You guys have a great day. God bless you. God keep you. I will be back because I've got a lot of other podcasts I want to talk about. Tomorrow we'll talk about SmackDown. I may come on later on, I may come on later on and do one of the special podcasts. But until then, God bless you. God keep you. You all enjoy your Thursday. Keep your head up. Always pray. Ask God to help you with whatever you got going on in your life because he's the only one that sees fit to help you. He will help you.